Hey y'all, what's going on? It's SSG Koop. Welcome back to the channel. Got another video for y'all. Today's video is New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 17 pay-per-view predictions. Normally, Wrestle Kingdom has had the reputation of putting on the first 5-star classic of the year. We got 12 matches on this card. Now, I'm gonna get into what I'm really excited for about this show in a minute. But we got 12 matches on this show. And I don't think out of 12 matches, I don't know how long that means this show is going to be. I actually think they should just break this up and put it in the second night. I don't even know if this got 2 nights or no. I don't. I think it should be six matches on night 1 and 6 matches on night 2. That'd be roughly 4 hours. 4 hours a show. But anyway, we're here to tell y'all what's finna happen, what we think is finna happen, what we are looking forward to, and also tell you about how New Japan came about in 2022. Pretty sure y'all all are aware of that. The founder of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Antonio Inoki, passed away in 2022. So may his soul rest in eternal paradise. When we finna get into this card right now and see what's finna go down. So we have a early exhibition match between Ryohei Oiwa versus Oleg Boltin. Guess what? I don't care. It's not an important part of the show. It's not. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. I'm gonna go with whoever Oleg Boltin is to win this. Next we have the New Japan Rambo to determine who will challenge for the provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2023 trophy at the New Year Dash. The participants are not listed here. I don't care about this either, because what does the person who actually gets the provisional King of Pro Wrestling trophy actually get? Nothing. So we're going to get into this one. We're going to get into the Antonio Inoki Memorial 6-man tag team match, where you got Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Togi Makabe versus Tatsumi Fujinami, Minoru Suzuki, and Tiger Mask. Now, if I was looking at something about maybe a month ago, Minoru Suzuki had disbanded his Suzuki Gun faction, and is most likely probably going to be operating on his own. I don't know what this match is supposed to represent. I think these are just real people who are really close to Antonio Inoki. So this is basically just going to be a tribute match for him. I'm going to go with this first team because this first team is kind of beast though. Because Yuji Nagata is great, and Satoshi Kojima is great. He was just over there knowing he was the GHC Heavyweight Champion. I didn't know he had a dual deal with them and New Japan, where he was just the Heavyweight Champion. But this is going to be a fun little 6-man. I don't really expect much out of this. Maybe give these guys like 10 minutes, just to beat the living crap out of each other, and we'll see where it goes. But I'm going to go with Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Togi Makabe to win this. Next, we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship as Catch 2, TJP and Francisco Akira defending against Leo. That's the team of Yo from Chaos and Leo Rush. The guy that retires every time he doesn't get his way in the company. He's back to wrestling again. There's also rumors he might be going back to MLW. He's been in Japan for a while, teaming up with Yo in the and what was that, the World Tag League. So I don't think that TJP and Francisco Akira are gonna drop these titles to Leo Rush and Yo. I don't see that happening whatsoever. Just because both of them are Will Ospreay's boys, they part of his little clique, United Empire, and I don't see them losing. It could like fun match, but I'm going with the champions to retain. Now, here's something that really intrigues me about this entire show. We have Kairi, formerly Kairi Sane in WWE, Kairi Hojo. She is defending the IWGP Women's Championship against Tam Nakano. This match itself, I can see give them 15 to 20 minutes because both of these girls can go. Both of them can go. But I don't see Kairi dropping the title to Tam Nakano, not this early in the stage. She beat Mayu Iwatani at the historic crossover to win the title. Very good match. And I think that same night before, she wrestled Saya Kamatani for the Wonder of Stardom Championship to a time limit draw. And now Tam Nakano is challenging her first. Now, earlier this year, they were teaming together a little bit. Kairi didn't really play no allegiance toward the Cosmic Angels. Now, the one thing I want to see after this match, after Kairi defeats Tam Nakano, the formerly known Sasha Banks, Mercedes Vernado, the GOAT, greatest of all time, one of the greatest female professional wrestlers to ever walk this earth, the most prolific black woman to ever lace up a pair of boots and get into the squared circle. She makes her historic debut at Wrestle Kingdom, not in a match, but to formally challenge Kairi, who she has history with. You can go back and see during 2020, during the pandemic era of WWE television, when Asuka, Kairi Sane, Sasha Banks, Bayley, when these women were at each other's throats in a pandemic era and putting on some quality television. Because it's already said that she's done with WWE. She's already put in paid for a lot of trademarks, and most of these trademarks look like a new ring name, a new finishing move. So I think eventually this is going to be her debut to step in. Now, I expect this place to explode when she comes out. Everyone knows who Mercedes Vernado is, Sasha Banks. And she's going to formally challenge Kairi Sane, probably if not at New Year's Dash, at the next Stardom show, which I believe is Gold Rush. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But that's one of the big things about this show that I'm really, really looking forward to see. I also seen earlier that both Naomi and Bayley have flown to Japan in support of Sasha Banks, of Mercedes, to really see her step out of a WWE shell and do what she's destined to do, wrestle. She, maybe in the near future, is going to make history by becoming the first and most likely only black woman to hold the IWGP Women's Championship. That's coming soon, and I can't wait to see her make her mark on Japan wrestling. She had to go back to Japan. I forgot what year it was to get her. She had to rekindle and fall in love with wrestling again from wrestling over there. She was training with the Joshis over there, like Mako Satomura, who's a legend in her own right, and a couple of other people. So it's gonna be great to see what she's gonna do after she confronts Kairi Sane. So we're gonna move along. That's one of the biggest highlights of this show. That's the one thing I'm really waiting on, along with probably with the second main event. But next we're gonna go with our next match number 6. We got FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defending the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship against Bishamon, Haruki Goto, and Yoshihashi. Now, it's easy to say that FTR has been the best tag team of 2022. Dax Harwood himself is an MVP of the entire wrestling year for 2022. The man was putting on bangers with anyone he put him in a singles capacity with. And I was like, dang, I'd never noticed how good Dax Harwood by himself is. Now, it seems that FTR is going on a bit of I don't want to say a downfall, but they've already lost the Ring of Honor Tag Team World Championships to the Briscoes in the dog collar match at that past event. One of the best matches of the year of 2022. Absolutely incredible stuff. If y'all haven't seen that match, please go back and watch it. You want to see some grueling, hardcore tag team wrestling that involves a dog collar stimulation? Go and watch this match. This match got critical. So a part of me wants to say FTR is going to retain, but the fact that they have lost the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, I don't know if this shows that. Put this in the comments if y'all know. I think they were scheduled to go to Mexico and defend those I don't even know what they call it, the Triple X Mania Mega Tag Team Championships. I forgot against what team, but I did see they were slated to wrestle down there in Mexico. Haruki Goto and Yoshihashi, correct me if I'm wrong again, I believe have won the World Tag League 2 times in a row, and they are actually a really good tag team. I've always been high on Haruki Goto. I prefer maybe the Haruki Goto of 2013, 2014 when he was a singles guy, and he's one of the best in-ring performers New Japan has that has never been world champion. Yoshihashi, it took a minute for me to actually like come on, like get game to him, but he's actually a real fierce competitor and a solid in-ring performer himself. These two work very well together, and they rightfully so have won the World Tag League and are formally challenging FTR. Should be a great match. I'm at least expecting a 4-star match out of this, but I actually think Bishamon is going to I think they're going to win the tag team titles. I believe FTR is going into Wrestle Kingdom, into the Tokyo Dome, to lose the IWGP Tag Team titles, just because I see that it's a new year, and New Japan probably wants to start with a full-time team that's going to be over there, because FTR has been showing up with them on AEW Dynamite television with the tag team titles, which I thought New Japan was highly against anybody that works for their company to have their titles over there unless they have changed that, because Will Ospreay did show up with the United States title. Jay White showed up on Impact with the Never Openweight title, so they probably have gotten a little lenient to him since they've been working with AEW and stuff like that, so it could be different. But either way, I think FTR are dropping these titles. This next match also kind of intrigues me. We got the tournament finals for the inaugural New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Championship. I don't even think I've seen what the title looks like. I don't know what this title is supposed to represent. I would be kind of salty if this represents what the IWGP Intercontinental Championship was supposed to represent, because they scrapped that title 2 years ago, and I went on a massive rant about that. And our last 2 finalists are Zack Sabre Jr. and Ren Narita. Ren Narita has come into his own. I believe he is a few of those guys down there that were young lions like a couple of years ago that have graduated up to the upper echelon of the main card, and are like slowly trying to build up something up. It's not just Ren Narita. I also I'm trying not to butcher this name. Is it Yuya Amura or something like that? And Shota Umino. Shota Umino actually had a real solid match with Will Ospreay for the United States Championship, and he looked believable in that role. So Zack Sabre Jr. is great. He may not be everybody's cup of tea because he's one of those technical wrestlers, but I think he's great. He's a great promo. He knows how to talk crap to you. He knows how to get under your skin. And I think this is going to be a fun little match. But in the end, I think Ren Narita needs this more than Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. probably could be the mouthpiece for this television championship, but I think this will be a good way to build Ren Narita up to get him to the next stage, possibly to a never openweight championship, probably to a United States championship. But Zack Sabre Jr., he doesn't really need it. He's been in New Japan for years. He doesn't really need that single title. Like, if the Intercontinental title was still around, I would have no problem putting that on Zack Sabre Jr. And I'm still kind of upset the fact that title's gone. Mostly, I'm upset at the fact that championship, when they first introduced, was won by a black man. The first champion to hold the IWGP Intercontinental Championship was a black man, MVP. MVP. Ballin', that guy. He was the first champion. But we gonna keep it moving right now. This match, I'm gonna try not to rant about this just because I don't know if this match just exists to exist. But next we got Carl Anderson with Luke Gallows. The club, AJ Styles boys. They showed up on WWE television back, and I guess Triple H gave them the okay to still work New Japan shows, but I think this is probably the last time we'll see them in New Japan for the foreseeable year. And I already see this outcome happen. So we got Carl Anderson defending the never open weight champ. And speaking of which, I meant to say this too. Also, I don't like the name of this championship, the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Championship. The IWGP World Television Championship sounds a lot better. That's just my personal opinion. So we got Carl Anderson defending the never open weight championship against Tama Tonga. I believe Tama Tonga is a former champion in his right. I personally do not care about this match, just for the simple fact that the never openweight championship has been dead since it was taken off of Shingo Takagi. The last time it meant something is when Shingo Takagi had it. He lost it to Hiroshi Tanahashi in one of the best matches of 2021, and I believe that was New Beginnings in Nagoya, I believe. 5-star match, absolutely incredible match. Hiroshi Tanahashi defended it once against Jay White. Match was great too. I give it about 4 3/4. Jay White got it, didn't do crap with it, and then the championship just slowly died. I forgot who beat him for it. I think it was either Tama Tonga or some. I think it was Tama Tonga. I don't know, but Tama Tonga didn't do much with it. Carl Anderson hasn't done much with it, and so I was a minute. I was even asking, where is the never openweight championship? Why wasn't the never openweight champion featured in the G1 Climax this year? It just left me a lot of puzzle. It left me very puzzled how they put this championship, which is their secondary championship compared to the United States Championship, and giving it a back seat and giving it to these people who aren't putting it over and making it relevant. Carl Anderson is going back to the WWE with AJ Styles. I heard AJ Styles is currently injured with a broken ankle. So I don't know where that leaves him and Luke Gallows, but I just know, get that title off of Carl Anderson immediately. He hasn't done squat with it. Tama Tonga in his first reign didn't do squat with it. So I'm going to just wait and see what actually happens with Tama Tonga and where he does with the title, because then I still don't think anybody's going to do what Shingo Takagi did with it. That's the last meaningful champion we've had that's held that belt. Next, we got, what the heck is this? We got the 6-man tag team match and Keiji Muto's last New Japan Pro Wrestling match, because he just had a match, I believe, if it wasn't yesterday, it was a day ago, against Shinsuke Nakamura. So we got Keiji Muto teaming up with, speaking of both of these guys, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Ace, and Shota Umino versus Los Inauguros de Japan, Tetsuya Naito, Sonata, and Bushi. I really don't think you should send Keiji Muto in his last New Japan match with a loss. That would just be like, okay, I understand he's a little past his prime, but at the same time, he don't need to. If he's going to lose, I mean, you got Shota Umino in there, and maybe he should take the fall. Hiroshi Tanahashi can take the fall too, because Hiroshi Tanahashi is freaking invincible, so he's untouchable. It's like anything he does, it matters. So, and then you got Naito, Sonata, and Bushi. You have, I don't know, it feels like Naito has fallen off of the map as far as these last 2 years in New Japan. He fought Ospreay in the G1, then challenged Ospreay again for the United States title. Both matches are good, considering that we have never seen these two guys wrestle before. But I feel like Naito, Sonata, even Tanahashi are getting the short end of the stick on this wrestle card when these are top tier players and they're just whittled down to a 6-man tag team match. It's not really, I don't think it's really a good look. But I'm gonna go with Muto, Tanahashi, and Umino to get the win over Los Inauguros de Japan. I don't know what you do with those guys next, but we'll just have to find out and see eventually, because I believe the New Japan Cup is going to come in like a couple of months from now, so we have to see. Next, we got a Fatal 4-Way. I haven't seen one of these in a while in New Japan for this title. I think the first one, the one of them I seen that was really good, I want to say it was Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay, Hiromu Takahashi, and somebody else in a Fatal 4-Way for the same time. So we got Taiji Ishimori at the Bullet Club defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against El Desperado, Hiromu Takahashi, and Master Wato. Master Wato is another one who has come up within a good list of 2 years, and I actually want him to win this championship. El Desperado don't need it. Hiromu Takahashi should have been out the junior heavyweight division. After these last 2 years, he's performed in the New Japan Cup, putting on a great match with Okada, putting on that match where he challenged Evil for the double belt drip. Hiromu Takahashi should have been out of the junior heavyweight division. Will Ospreay is. Why isn't Takahashi showing up at his first G1 Climax? So I'm going with Master Wato to win this just because I'm like the progression and the work he's put in. Taiji Ishimori is another person I think that could easily be bumped up from junior heavyweight and, you know, compete with heavyweights as well. I'm going to go with Master Wato. I really hope he wins this title. Oh, we almost done with this. Okay, next we got, this is my match of the evening right here. This match is going to be fire. This is the first 5-star classic of the year. If I'm wrong, I don't know why I would be wrong. So you got Will Ospreay defending the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship against Kenny Omega. These two are going to put on a fantastic match. That's all I can say. I really can't even vouch to say what's going to happen in this match. These two are going to bring fire to the Tokyo Dome. And I think Will Ospreay retains. Kenny Omega don't need the United States title. For what? He's a full-time AEW executive. And he has one more match in that best of 7 with him and the Young Bucks against the Death Triangle. He don't need to go into that 7th match as United States champion. Will Ospreay has actually elevated this United States Championship to a level where I actually have gained respect for it. When it first came out, I didn't know what the concept of it was. I didn't think the championship was necessary. And then from the previous champions, it didn't really sit well with me. But once Will Ospreay got it, I don't know, he's made it sought after. He's really made it sought after. And I think it'll be a big upset for Will Ospreay to beat Kenny Omega in the Tokyo Dome. Kenny Omega has a lot of history in that Tokyo Dome. That is where he put on what some people are calling one of the greatest professional wrestling matches in the history of the sport with Okada. I love that match. I love the match. I personally like the second one better than the first one, but that's just my personal opinion. It's gonna be a fun match. This is gonna be all around fun. It's high speed action, and the strike game between both of these guys, the athleticism is gonna be on full display for this Tokyo Dome. And anybody, you might even just want to watch this show just for this match. You might want to watch this just to get to this point. You might not care about nothing else on this card. Watch this match. You are literally going to see two of the best in-ring performers walking the God's green earth tear it down. Give them about 25 minutes. Because you can't give it more time than the main event. Give them about 20 to 25 minutes. And this is going to be a bar burner. I'm picking Ospreay to retain the United States title. Who gets it? Who comes at him after that? I do not know. I just know Omega doesn't need it. He had it in his early stages of his career when Chris Jericho showed up in New Japan, and he had it then, and he eventually put over Jay White to become that new United States champion. He don't need it no more. And in our main events, we got the Switchblade, the leader of the Bullet Club, Jay White, defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against our 2022 G1 Climax winner, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Okada is one of the best wrestlers on the planet, bar none. Everything the man does in the ring is crisp. Now I admit, Jay White was one of my MVPs of 2022 when he came over here to do his US of J tour, and he was just showing up at indie events, showing up on Impact, showing up on AEW Rampage, and challenging whoever you set in the ring for him. I think he did that to get more of a feel of different opponents outside of what he's wrestled in Japan. He was in there wrestling people like Swerve Strickland. He was wrestling guy on New Japan Strong. He who did he have? He had some some actually really good matches in Impact with Chris Sabin and Eric Young. Matches were not bad at all. But the whole thing was that got me, that I kind of felt they flopped on back when Kenny Omega was in his belt collector gimmick, and Jay White came out to and confronted him as never open weight champion. They never followed through with that. I thought that could have been some really good stuff between White and Omega. Because these two have battled each other before, but they are two completely different entities from which they have seen. And I'm curious to see what that would have happened between them. What would we have gotten? I don't. It's only no one knows. If you are like, put in the comments what you think. If White, if you had a, I'm trying to think, was that 2021 going into 22? If you had that, would you have booked that match? Would you have booked Omega and White for Jay White as never openweight champion to challenge Kenny Omega for either the AEW World title or the Impact World title? I just want to see the two guys wrestle because they haven't been in the ring on a one-on-one basis in quite some time. But, and now we get to Okada and Jay White. Jay White has been trolling Okada throughout this whole time. I think I seen a clip of him during the first press conference after the G1 Climax. He's holding the title. He has his phone out while he's live. He's putting his middle finger up to Okada during the live. Like, he's just trolling this man at every cost he did. He's even been putting stuff up on YouTube of all the times he has pinned Okada. I think it said 3-1 or something like that. But I do recall Okada beating him in Madison Square Garden for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at the G1 Supercard. And I also recall that same Fatal 4-Way I was talking about earlier with the junior heavyweights. Jay White beat Okada clean with one Blade Runner. This is when I think Okada was doing the balloon maker gimmick or something like that. But I feel if Jay White wins, who comes up next? Who do you put in front of him next? Okada's like your gold standard, your go-to, your golden child. He's your Hulk Hogan of Japan. He's your John Cena of Japan. If Okada don't win, then I'm just confused on what the heck we doing in 2023 going forward. Wrestle Kingdom is normally where a big feud ends and championships normally are taken away. Look at all the Wrestle Kingdoms that happened there before. Okada challenged Takagi and beat Takagi. Night 2 he came back and beat Ospreay. What was the one before that? Then we seen, Ibushi finally get his due justice. I know this is gonna be a good match. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be better than the United States Championship. Mostly when I see Okada and White wrestle, I'm looking at maybe 4 to 4.5 star matches. This is gonna be about 33 minutes, knowing these two guys. I'm going with Okada to win, just because it's Okada. Why not? They already made the man that much of a legend, one of the all-time greats of New Japan. It only makes sense. Jay White is one of the biggest douchebag heels in the business, and I think that would elevate him more if he was, if he hasn't been putting all this stuff out to troll Okada and he actually beats Okada, because he's confident in his ability. He can beat Okada. And one thing I love about Okada is he's literally everybody's best opponent. Almost anybody you put him in the ring with, he has bar burners with them. Take Evil, for example. Evil sucks, but he can go out there and have a great match with Okada, because it just shows how Okada is a master of his craft. Look at all Okada's top rivals. You got Sanada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Kota Ibushi, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega. I can go on and on and on the list. People that this man has had great matches with. I don't think I even have to boost Okada's morale up. If you don't think Okada one of the greatest on the planet, that he makes everything turn to gold, I mean, he's the Rainmaker for a reason. I'm going with Okada to win and become I don't lost count how many times he ain't had this title. I really have. I know, well, I gotta remember this is a whole new title. This is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, not the original belt that I loved as a child. This is the new one. He will be a two-time World Heavyweight Champion with that, and probably a 7-time all-around champion, if I'm correct. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. But Wrestle Kingdom 17. I read that in America this show comes on at 4 in the morning. I don't know if I'll be up around that time. I really do not want to see spoilers until I see at least four of these matches I really want to sit and match. I couldn't give a crap about the first four matches on the card. I want to see the women's championship. I want to see the television championship, the United States championship, and the World Heavyweight Championship. And I guess you could say the Fatal 4-Way, because I think the Fatal 4 would be pretty fun. But that's Wrestle Kingdom 17, y'all. This is going to be fun. That's all I can say. This is going to be so much fun. I've always loved the Wrestle Kingdom show, and this is no different. Now, I see on the date it also says January 21st. Is Wrestle Kingdom, are they going to literally build an entire another card for Wrestle Kingdom to happen on the 21st? Or are they going to do what I do and split these matches 6-6? We get 6 matches to, within a couple of hours and 6 matches on the 21st. That's the big question. And another question, if they do a night 2 on January 21st, are they going to have 12 matches on this card as well? I don't think they should. I think this, if y'all got all these laid out and it's going to be one night, I don't agree to that either. But whew, this is going to be a decent show. Let's see if I'm right and Omega and Ospreay put down the first 5-star classic of the year. And that's it, y'all. So I thank you for watching. If you plan on watching Wrestle Kingdom 17, put in the comments on who you think's gonna win these matches. Who do you think's gonna randomly show up? Any surprises? Let me know y'all feedback. And we about to sit and wait and watch this show and wait to see what happens. And this is our first video 2023, y'all. Happy New Year. I'm SSG Koop. I hope everybody has a great and prosperous 2023 going forward. We've already had our first big losses. Rest in peace to Barbara Walters, as well as rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. We gonna try to make some moves and really try to get the channel popping. We say this every video, but we really got to sit down and crack down on this thing. But anyway, y'all, thank you for watching. I seriously thank all 2,050 of you for hitting those like buttons, hitting the subscribe button, just even clicking for a view. I thank y'all so much. Shout out to all the wrestling content creators that are out there that do reviews and do predictions and just really have a valid love of this profession. Without y'all, I would never have the strength and wherewithal to sit in front of a microphone or a camera to explain, what I think about certain scenarios in professional wrestling, to even do this. And I want to continue to do this. If I watch the show and I really sit down and digest it, y'all may just get a little review for Wrestle Kingdom 17 from your boy. You might just get a review, and I can tell you what I saw and what I liked, what I didn't like. I'm kind of really getting the feeling of that. It's just I got to do a lot of homework and I got to take notes. And I see with a lot of people who do these type of things, it takes a lot of work. You got to be really analyzed. I see a lot of people drink coffee so they can actually stay up. I don't know how long this show is going to be, but Wrestle Kingdom 17, January 4th, 4 in the morning. Y'all be there. I'm SSG Koop, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Peace.